look at this. Look at the amount of containers that we have. This is absolutely incredible. What's up, agents? Zer here, welcome back to lab. Today we're going to be looking at the chests plus add. Now this add adds in 17 brand new containers, and the reason why I'm saying containers and not chests is because not all of these are technically labeled as chests within the game. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, we want to know how we actually get the additional chests in the game, and that's actually by using a spawn. We're going to grab this box. Now this box is actually a shulker spawn egg that has been retextured and renamed and obviously recoded. And before I go any further, this add-on was created by a guy by the name of Coden Reagan XXI. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, so huge shout out to them. Make sure to check their links in the description as well as a link to download this add-on for yourself. So yeah, so all you have to do is grab one of these and place it down, and it spawns one of these guys in. And as far as I can tell, they always face in the exact same direction when you place them down, which you're going to see this a little bit further later when we actually look at the rest of the containers. And inside this chest, we also have ourselves cargo. Now, this cargo is actually one of the dyes. According to MCPDL, this cargo is actually like gray dye, just so you guys know. And the way you use it is you hold it in your hand and you click on your container, and it changes the texture of it. And you can go ahead and click on it and it opens up, and as you can obviously tell at the top, it's shulker. So that's exactly how it works. Now, let me go ahead and show you guys the creative inventory. So we've got ourselves, we go into dyes. As you can tell, all the dyes have been renamed and retextured in the inventory, so you know exactly which one you're using. The same goes with the bone meal and the cocoa beans. They have been renamed and retextured as well. It's actually really good to know. So that's actually how you get them. Now obviously you can spawn them in creative mode, and as far as I can tell, they do actually spawn in survival because they do spawn in the end in the end state, so I'm pretty sure they will spawn naturally. Anyway, let's go ahead and go up to the testing room, and we're going to show you guys all of the actual chests that we have. And look at this. Look at the amount of containers that we have. This is absolutely incredible. Again, it is kind of limited to actually using the dyes themselves, and I'm going to go through each and every one now. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. These all function exactly the same as each other. As you can obviously tell, they're all opening up as an inventory, and they all say shulker at the top. So that's not going to change between every single one of them. That's going to remain the same, so I'm not going to bother going into the inventories of any further ones. But as I mentioned before, they all face in the exact same direction. So if I go ahead and come to the back, as you can see, these are all facing towards the side wall here. And if we go ahead and take a look at this, you can see that the actual latch on some of these chests are all facing in the exact same direction as well. There's really not much you can do about it. You just kind of have to deal with it, but it is a rather nice detail nonetheless. I'm going to be going through what each of these are and what each of them are actually supposed to be, what color they're supposed to be. And as you can tell, I have a item frame right below each one of them, and this is basically to show you guys which one is which. So if I go ahead and highlight the room, this is the box, this is the shulker spawn egg, and as you can tell by the text, it says undyed. And I've done the exact same thing with every single one of these, so you guys can see a little bit more detail on what each of these are doing. So the acacia chest, this is a black chest, or I guess a black shulker in this case. This one is the chain chest, and this one is blue. This one is a spruce chest, and this is brown. And as you can obviously tell, I am not zooming in, and that's so that you can see the chest up above, or container I should technically say. Here is the old chest, and this is the cyan. Let me go ahead and move to the proper front of these so you can see a better look at these. Obviously, this is not going to be easy for me to do for every single one of them because they obviously all face in the same direction. but this is actually a nice detail nonetheless. Now this right here, this is a medieval chest, and this one is using gray. Here is a jungle chest, and it's using green. This one is a diamond chest, and it's using light blue dye. The emerald chest is using lime, and I do really like the textures behind these two chests. These are really cool things because they're obviously all of them are actually unique and kind of cool in their own right, but I like the diamond and the emerald chest out of all of them the best. Now as far as the wood variants, which we've already seen with the acacia chests and the spruce chests, and we're going to be seeing that with a few of these other chests. These are actually something that need to be in the game. Mojang needs to create the wood variants for each kind of chest that would actually be really nice. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So next up we have this chest. This is a red chest, and this is using magenta dye. Now I don't know what the story behind this one is, to be completely honest. It doesn't look red. It just looks like an old wooden chest, all things considered, with a little bit of an odd detail. I'm not entirely sure what the story is behind that. Anyway, next up we have ourselves a dark oak chest, and this is using orange dye. And then we have ourselves a crate, and this is using pink dye. Now up next, this is the last 5 of them that we have on this list. This one is a safe, and this is using purple dye. This one is a king chest, and it's red, and I do really like the model behind this king chest, all things considered. It's got a nice gold texture around the edges, gold trim, and then a chest on top, and the chest on top actually has a 3D model. You can actually see the latch on it. Obviously this is just for the model. It doesn't actually do anything. It does the exact same thing as if you were looking inside the chest, aka shulker itself. But if you go ahead and look at it, and you can't actually click on it, you have to click on the actual shulker itself, which makes a lot of sense. Next up we have ourselves a cargo, and this is actually using light gray dye. Now, something to mention about the king chest and the cargo is that on MCPDL, the king chest is actually labeled as the royal chest, and it doesn't say light gray on MCPDL. It actually says silver. I'm not entirely sure what the case is behind each of those, but something I wanted to go ahead and mention. I just wanted to let you guys know what the actual game actually says each of them are. And then we have ourselves a cabinet, and this one is actually using white dye. Now I actually do not know whether or not this actually has a different texture on the front of it, so let me go ahead and get out. Actually, never mind, I don't need to do that because we're already looking at the front. Alright, so never mind. Alright, so if I'm coming around to the back, it looks like it has the wooden texture around all the different sides as opposed to this front side, which actually makes a lot of sense. I completely forgot we were looking at the front. And then last but not least, we have ourselves a birch chest, and this is replacing yellow dye. And this is actually really interesting how they actually managed to do this, because this is rather common when it comes to add-ons where they replace shulkers, and in order to make sure the shulkers are doing what they're supposed to, you use dyes on them, which is actually really cool. Anyway, with that out of the way, this is actually where I'm going to go ahead and end off the video. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. One more, make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This is Zer0's. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I'll see you guys later.